Yeah, hopefully this shit fucking saves, man. Cause I ain't trying to do this shit again. Fucking been sitting here for the last 40 minutes doing this video, man. Sometimes I be like, man, what the fuck do I say, Lord? And he's like, well, you know what the fuck you want to say, Ahmad. I'm gonna put the words in your mouth. Don't even worry about what you're gonna say. It's already in you. You see? Give me a second, brothers. I gotta get up real quick. Oh, man. Yeah, I have to get some fucking stretch, man. Been sitting in the same position for the last fucking 30 minutes. Damn. I'm young, but I feel old though. I'm young, but I feel old. You know? And the Lord, he had it done that way because he wants me to really focus on his word, man. That's the only thing that matters. So anyways, all praises to the Most High, his only begotten Son, and the Holy Spirit, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel. Salutations to the 1/3 men, women, and children, and to the 144,000 men. All right, the 1/3 out of every people, tongue, and nation, and 12,000 out of each tribe of the nation of Israel, from the tribe of Judah all the way down to the tribe of Issachar, man. And all the guys, the spies, the agents, you Pharisees, welcome. You know, welcome. Just know everything I'm going to tell you is going to be the truth. So go ahead and go back to your higher-ups and tell them what the fuck I told you. Because I'm not going to stop. All right, all you gang stalkers, I ain't going to stop. You guys are fighting a losing battle, man. I'm only getting stronger within the spirit. You know, physically it may not look like it because I'm a worm, man. I'm little, I'm not that big. I'm not a big guy. And I'm not a tough guy. I don't act like I'm tough. But spiritually, that's where the power is. That's where the understanding is. That's where the strength comes from, man. You know, because when we give up more of this life, when we give up more of this body, this carnal realm, we start getting stronger and stronger in the spirit. You know, when we give up ourselves to the Lord, give up ourselves to His will, because ultimately it's all been predestined. It's a spiritual story that's already been told. It's just playing out in the carnal, physical world. You see what I'm saying? And me just looking at my position and looking at my path, I can say, man, the Lord, He's really given me a lot. He really fucking has, man. You know, I would be lying if I didn't say that, because everything that I've learned on this path and I've been through on this path has just gotten me even stronger and stronger when it comes to the spirit. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm still here. I'm not doing this because I want man. I'm not doing this for vainglory. I'm not doing this because I want clout or I want people to look at me. I'm just another brother, man. You see, I don't want to be praised. I don't want to be honored. I'm not a part of no camp, no group, or anything like that. I'm just trusting in the Lord, and He's guiding me. See what I'm saying? And I'm doing this for the brothers, man, because I know the brothers of the house of David, my brethren, the brothers in the new covenant, even brothers that were in these camps that don't understand the new covenant. They're eventually gonna wake up, and they're gonna understand the new covenant, because we are in the new covenant. And you guys that's been lying to the congregation, it's gonna be bad for you guys, man. Why do you think the Lord said judgment's gonna start within the house of Israel? You think He's playing around? You guys on high seats in Moses' seat, because you guys just love the fucking high seats and the reputation, man. I don't care about that. I don't care. I'm pretty much right now, I'm blacklisted. I'm estranged from my own people. But at the end of the day, right, by me standing up for what's right, by you brothers standing up for what's right, because I know I got a few roommates, a few brothers, Bethlehem, Ephrata, Benjamin, my spiritual family, they understand, man. By us standing up for what's right, it's gonna be worth it at the end, because we're gonna have this knowledge and wisdom in our inward parts, man. While everything else is going to shit and everybody don't know what to do, we're gonna have these words, because we're gonna be like literally the walking Bible. That's why it's not about these treasures in this place, man. It's not about these reputations. It's not about getting praised by men. The Lord said it's an abomination when you're highly esteemed amongst men. But when you're on the low seat, then you can really see things through the scriptures. Then you can really see things through the eyes of the scriptures, man, because you don't have all that extra shit blinding you and you're not in the limelight, and you don't have a lot of people around you, you know? And then that's how the Lord, he has me in. When you're around a lot of people, right, you don't know who's who and what's what. I'll just say it like that. You don't know who's who and what's what. But when you're by the Lord and you're trusting in him and you're going to the scriptures, you're going to see people for who they are, because you're looking at their spirit. You're not looking at their flesh. You're not looking at their you're not looking at what they have in the carnal, because that can easily be taken away. This carnal realm could easily be manipulated, man. But it's all about the spiritual. And when you can see that, you will see a whole lot of people are not who they say they are. I'm telling you, it's coming down to the wire, man. So with that being said, I'm in the book of Mathew, chapter 13, and this is the parable of the seeds and the different grounds. The title says, "The Lord, he taught in parables. He gave the parable of the sower, the wheat and the tares, the grain of the mustard seed, the leaven, the treasure hid in the field, the pearl of a great price, and the net cast into the sea. A prophet is not honored by his own people." Verse 1, "The same day went the Lord out of the house and sat by the seaside, and great multitudes were gathered together unto him, so that he went into a ship and sat, and the whole multitude stood on the shore. And he spake many things unto them in parables, saying, Behold, the sower went forth to sow. And when he had sowed, some seeds fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them up. Some fell upon stony places where they had not much earth, and forthwith they sprung up, because they had no deepness of earth. And when the sun was up, they were scorched, and because they had no root, they withered away. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprung up and choked them. But the others fell into good grounds, and brought forth fruit, some 100-fold, some 60-fold, some 30-fold. He who has ears to hear, let him hear." So the Lord, a lot of the times, the Lord, he was speaking to the multitudes. Look at this gang stalker right here, man. I can't stand these fucking people, man. Anyways, man, let me not get distracted. Most of the time when the Lord was speaking, he was speaking to the people in parables, man. Because most of the people, they were carnal. They couldn't understand it. You see, most of the people, they were only following him for the carnal loaves. They were only following him for the carnal bread. Just like we see now. What do most of our people do? They only use the Lord's word for their own benefit. They make merchandise to the Lord's words, whether it's selling stuff or social media fame or any of this crap, man. Most of these groups and most of these guys, they just use it for clout, vanity, likes of men, money, all this bullshit, man. And that's why he spoke to most of the people in parables. But the disciples, he spoke to them plainly, because they were the ones that was meant for. All right, let's keep on going. He answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. For whosoever has, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever has not, from him shall be taken away, even that he has. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they see not, and hearing, they hear not, neither do they understand. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which said, By hearing you shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing you shall see, and shall not perceive. For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears the dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they shall hear with their eyes, and see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and shall understand with their heart, and shall be converted, and I shall heal them. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which you see and have not seen them, and to hear those things which you hear and have not heard them. Hear you therefore the parable of the sower. So he's going to break it down to the disciples, the parable of the sower. Just to show you, brothers, man, ain't nothing new to me. It's just another day in the life of the story. Truman. Where art thou, Truman? Nah, seriously, where are you, brother? But I know the Lord's with you, though, so I can't be too worried, man. I just got to focus on what I'm doing, and everything's going to work out at the end. You know, so I just got to keep on going. So Matthew 13 and verse 18. Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When anyone hears the words of the kingdom and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one and casteth away that which is sown in his heart. This is he which receives seed by the wayside. So what are the wayside? It says, when anyone hears the word of the kingdom and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one and casteth away that which is sown in his heart. Right, so when guys hear this word, this is talking about the Lord. He's categorizing these different types of Israelites, these different types of believers. These guys, they're the ones that hear the word, but then when Satan comes, he takes the words out of the heart. You know, he takes the words out of the heart. He takes what was sown in them. All right. This is he which receives seed by the wayside. But he that receives seed into the stony places, the same is he that heareth the word, and anointing with joy receiveth it. Yet has he not root within himself, but endures for a while. For when tribulation or persecution arises because of the word, by and by he is offended. Right, and this is going to guys that they hear this word, right, and they know what they're supposed to go through. They know what comes with this territory. A whole lot of persecution. Trust me, that's what comes with this. And what happens? They end up falling out. By and by, they go through a whole lot of trials, and guess what? They get offended. The root of bitterness comes in, and they don't want to continue anymore. And I've seen it happen many times, man. Many fucking times. That's why I'm here. I have to do this. I have to do this, man. I'm sent. You know? I'm not of this world, man. The Lord, he speaks to me every day. He tells me, Amar, go do those videos. Say this, say that. If I have to be ice, if I have to be water, if I have to be whatever it have to be, that's what I'm going to be for the Lord, man. So let's keep going. It says, he that also receives seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful. Right, and these are the guys that, you know, they look at things in this world, the lust of the eyes and the pride of life, and what happens? It starts to choke the word out of them. They start to forget the true riches, which are these words, and they let the worldly riches get to them. You know, their mind goes out into the world. They want to be famous. They want to be popular. They want to have a lot of money. And I could throw myself in there too, because me knowing that I am the story as Adonijah, I try to usurp the kingdom from my big brother, man. And what happened? I got put to death by Solomon. You know? So I'm talking to myself as I'm also doing this. It says, another parable put he forth, verse 23. But he that receives seed into the good ground is he that heareth the word, and understandeth it, which also beareth fruit, and bringeth forth some 100-fold, some 60, and some 30. So now these are the brothers that heard this truth. They went out and they doubled the Lord's money. Some brothers are going to have more talents than other brothers, man. Some brothers are going to be able to do more, you know, bring out the truth, do videos, do live streams, help people out, give out money, all these certain things, right? Some brothers are only able to do videos. Some brothers are only able to support with alms. You see, but that's them doubling the money that's being given unto them. That's them doubling the Lord's money, which the Lord, he's proud of, man, when you do that. Because the Lord told us not to put this underneath a napkin. It's supposed to be put on top of a hill where everybody that sees the light, they may have light in their house. Verse 24. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. But while man slept, his enemies came and sowed tares among the wheat, and went his way. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? From whence then has it tares? He said unto them, An enemy has done this. The servant said unto him, Without that we go and gather them up. But he said, Nay, lest while you gather up the tares, you root up also the wheat with them. Let them both grow together. So what's happening right now? You got the tares and you got the wheat both growing together. How you gonna know somebody's a tare? How you gonna know somebody's a tare? If guys are not believing, oh man, that's a cool little spider right there. But I don't know if it bites though. There you go. If guys are not speaking the truth, they're tares. They're anti-Christ. They're set up against the Lord and His words. That's how you're gonna know a tare, because that's how you're gonna know a tree, by its fruit. What type of fruit that tree producing? So you're gonna know a tree if it's good, because it's gonna be producing the fruits of the Scripture. It's gonna be producing the truth. But now here's the thing: the ones that were good are not gonna be looked at as good in this world. The ones that were wicked, they're gonna be looked at as good in this world. You see the difference? The Lord, He made it that way so He can hide the elect from the eyes of the masses, but also let these guys that are of this world get the fame and the glory. You know, it's the Lord. He switched it up in a way that if you're really in the spirit, you're not going to be of this world, man. That's the whole point I'm trying to make. It says, let both grow together until the harvest. And the time of harvest, I will say to the reapers, gather you together first the tares and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barns. And that's what's going to take place for a lot of these guys, man. The Lord is going to gather them, and He's going to burn them. All those that don't want to believe the truth, all these scoffers, all these guys doing these weak videos, trying to come up against what the Scriptures are saying. But gather the wheat into my barn. Another parable put He forth unto them, saying, The kingdom of heaven is like unto a grain of mustard seed, which a man took and sowed in his field, which indeed is the least of all seeds. But when it is grown, it is the greatest among herbs, and becometh a tree. So that the birds of the air come and lodge in the branches thereof. Another parable spake He unto them, The kingdom of heaven is like unto leaven, which a woman took and hid in 3 measures of meal, till the whole was leavened. All these things the Lord spake to the multitudes in parable, and without a parable spake He not unto them, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophet, saying, I will open my mouth in parables, I will utter things which have been kept secret from the foundations of the world. Then sent the multitudes away, and went into the house, and the disciples came unto Him, saying, Declare unto us the parable of the tares of the field. And so He goes on to explain. The tares, the field is the world. The good seed are the chosen of the kingdom, right? That's us. That's me and you. If you're on this channel and you're watching me, you're wheat, because you have something in you. You understand my spirit, man. We're chosen of the Most High. You're seeing things through the spirit. You're not carnal, all right? But the tares are the chosen of the wicked one. The enemy that sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. As therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so shall it be at the end of this world. The Son of Man shall send forth His angels, and they shall gather out of His kingdom all things that offend, and them which do iniquity, and shall cast them into a furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their fathers. He who has ears to hear, let him hear. Beautiful, man. So these are pretty much parables of the kingdom that the Lord He was speaking about. I'm going to go ahead and get one more, and that's going to be it for me. Let's go to Hebrews chapter 12. Okay, this is all by faith right here. This is Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 15. It says, And truly, if they had been mindful of that country from whence they came out, they might have had opportunity to have returned. But now they desire a better country, that is in heavenly. Wherefore God is not ashamed to be called their God, for He has prepared for them a city. By faith Abraham, when he was tried, offered up Isaac, and he that had received the promises offered up his only begotten son, whom it was said, that in Isaac shall thy seed be called, accounting that God was able to raise him from the dead, from whence also he received him in a figure. And pretty much that's going to be the whole video. This ain't our world, man. This ain't our world. This ain't my world. I'm seeking for the kingdom of heaven, which is the thing within me, for my brother coming back, man. And when he comes back, he's going to do a whole lot of damage. So all those that are not with the truth, that's fighting against the truth, you better get on the right side, man. You better get on the right side, because I'm not stopping. I'm some real shit, man. I'm not stopping. I'm still here. My name's Ahmad Gabar. I'm mutating. I shape shift. I can do these things because I'm one of the fallen angels, man. One of the 200 fallen angels. All right. So I'm gonna be here until the end. You brothers out there, continue to endure and continue to hold your post, man. Shalom. All right.